Welcome to Screen Blast Podcast. I'm joined with Troy.
Yay.
Blackjack.
We'll go with Blackjack. And of course...
K9 Biscuits. I'm gonna take you back to the...
You didn't do the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that
You made it a trade. Yeah, it's a staple now. Come on.
You gotta do it.
He doesn't remember.
He doesn't remember.
I have short-term memory loss.
You've done it for like 4 episodes in a row.
You did.
I did.
You do a long drag of your name.
Yes.
One eternity later.
Not that long, you bastard.
Turn up
I was broke.
now.
I hope you guys like the review of Jurassic World done. I would have just pushed like 3 seconds in and just went biscuit. All right, we got a lot to talk about today. We'll fragment this out as we have before, but it's going to be a busy evening. Then maybe we'll play some other Switch games. You guys aren't going to obviously hear any of that shit, but let's start by getting.
We're announcing our Let's Play channel coming never.
Is that
one
the
day.
name? Coming never?
Yes, CUMING never. The coming never players. The Cum Buddies.
Starring Blackjack.
Fuck out of here. Y'all can eat a dick.
That's what we do.
I'm just thinking about the one line in the new Transformers trailer. Optimus Prime's like, "Let them come."
Yo. Now that you say that.
We were watching Avatar, and that was one of the trailers that was like, everyone keeps like fucking posting this one clip of the trailer. They're like, oh, here it is, here it is.
Let them come.
I think one video was titled, Stop making Optimus Prime say this.
Because it says in almost every movie.
He does, alongside his generic speech about optimism in the future.
Yeah.
You know, we'll live as one until the next movie.
Optimus Prime, they're having sex in the other room. Should we stop them?
Is anyone actually excited about that?
Kind of.
I am a little bit.
I've seen like one episode of Beast Wars in my entire life.
Same.
I've watched
Oh my.
every Transformers that they made, so I'm going to watch this regardless.
Right.
The only Transformers movies I've seen is fucking Transformers 4, and the easily the best one, fucking Transformers.
Bumblebee?
No, it was Transformers 19. I think it was the movie came out in 1984.
Oh.
1986.
There you go. Yeah.
Thought he was about to bring up like one of the Revenge of the Fallen, one of the
One
best
of the
movies.
best movies there is. That's what I'm talking about. Everyone loves that shit.
I know like a couple people I know were just upset. They're like, this isn't Beast Wars. They never was this big. They weren't as big as Optimus. I'm like, that doesn't...
It doesn't matter. They translated it, and I'm gonna say I'm not excited about it. I don't understand how a transformer transforms into a fucking monkey, but I mean, I'm in. I don't know enough about the lore to know how the fuck that works, but it looks stupid. But so did Godzilla vs. Kong, and I love that fucking movie.
I want a
I think
section.
it's because they took DNA from the animals and.
Could you imagine how sad it is?
I want to.
Some people that some Autobots and some Decepticons took the best from Earth,
Yeah, because
and some took the worst.
No, that's because they came before humans were on Earth. That's why.
I see.
So it's
They
like-
were the
so-
only options.
So it was
to
like,
take.
I'm a gorilla, and another one's, I'm a cheetah, and then you got one guy, I'm a rat.
I'm a rat.
Yeah, so
There is a rat
they
character,
didn't
they
really
rat
sad.
trap.
They
I'm like,
didn't make
that's-
options till humans were born.
I'm a wheelchair.
That was like late
early-
80s, early 90s? Or was that early 80s? When was that?
late 90s, early 90s, like in the 90s, I think.
In the 90s. There's a lot going on in the 90s.
I'm waiting for the Transformer that's a
wasn't
fucking one of those hoverboards. like one of those.
You guys wait for me to bounce off. I didn't know what the fuck to say after that one. I'm like, I mean, sure. Like, we all have our visions, you know. Mm-hmm. Some of us wish for a little bunny, Mark, but you know.
Let them go.
And this was the first episode of Common Buddies. I hope you guys subscribe. And let's move on to the actual thing. So,
Sorry, just one more thing with Transformers. I do want there better be a section in that movie where they have a flashback to the Beast Transformers, and it has a shitty animation from the fucking 1990s cartoon.
Right.
I think it was 90s. Was it 90s?
I think it was 90s.
Yeah, it was look back at that 90s. The animation is so shitty.
It's awful. That's why they're probably not going.
Really early CG.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, let's get started. Let's get into the big movie of the year. I had another topic, but we're going to jump right into Avatar. You guys ended up seeing it yesterday. I saw it on...
96.
When was that? That was Monday. I saw that. You got... Thank you, Mark, for the ASMR. But you guys saw it on...
You saw it Monday. We saw it on Tuesday.
Yes. And...
And today
By the way,
is
for you
next
viewers,
week.
I'm squishing a can in front of the mic, and it's annoying Brian.
Yes, absolutely. And I hope you guys are becoming buddies by listening to that ASMR.
What?
And not, in fact, leaving the podcast, for the love of God. But, you know...
You wonder what the blast part in Scream blast was.
Yes, indeed.
It picks up where it left off, and he just... It was wild. My eyes were glued to the screen, and I can't wait for people to see it.
The world is bigger. The stakes are higher.
This is our home!
I was always looking at everything in wonder.
What Jim is trying to create is very truthful, very emotional and grounded tales.
I need you to be strong.
A family trying to survive.
Strong-hearted.
It's really got this level of magic and crazy.
This movie came out. This is 12 years in the making. First one came out in 2010. That was back in the day when we used to say the decade 2000.
Yeah.
10, 2009. We're so far away now that it's all 2020, 2022. There's a lot about all the tech that needed to go into this movie. They had to wait and wait and wait, which is why this movie took so long. I'm sure also he needed the financing, but then again, it made $1 billion the first time, so I don't know if he actually needed to wait.
Well, we were in a car talking about this yesterday. Did Fox want to make a sequel, or was it just Disney?
No, Fox was committed because this was the highest grossing movie of all time. Avatar became the top grossing movie when it came out, after months, I think, because it was just going on so successfully for so long that they were up for it. But James Cameron, he had written out this concept since 2006. And so, yeah.
Because it's a good concept because it's taken fictional history, historical fiction,
Right.
and adding sci-fi fiction
Yes, indeed.
into it. And it shows you a higher dynamic than what you see see them separated.
Right. If you were to just take historical fiction, if this movie were just on Earth, you could see that. You could easily see that in some historical movie about Native Americans or any sort of culture that dealt with colonization in any level. But when you add the sci-fi wrap around it and you add how impressive the technology is, this becomes, like I said to you guys in the review, in my small review, this becomes like an actual super impressive experience from story and high quality visuals.
Yes.
But yeah, overall, he wants to get 5 movies in total. The question I have here is, we'll talk about the movie overall, but at the start of it, this movie already crossed 490 million, which is very fast. It's only been out one weekend. The question is, can it streak long enough to make at least $1 billion? Because this is the proof of concept. Can there be a blockbuster movie still? Now, Top Gun did it, which is great, but outside of that, it's just the MCU.
Yeah.
And Star Wars, they milked that shit dry.
Yes, they did.
So for him to get this at least 4th movie, I think the 3rd movie is still going to come out. Yeah. Just because they've already gotten about 90% of that filmed, apparently. They were filming that simultaneous to the 2nd movie. Yeah. They needed to keep the characters aged right, and everyone was aging up. A lot of kids are in this movie.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I didn't realize that. You have the bullet points here. I don't know if we're gonna get to it later, but I didn't realize they made its budget back already.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the high part. This is the estimation. Is it's between 350 million expensive wise, or up as high as.
I thought it was having trouble because the holidays, because it's just coming after Wakanda, and not many people are going back to the theater anymore.
What's interesting is Wakanda fell off rapidly. I think that's the unfortunate nature of how that movie performed.
Because it's basically a tribute to T'Challa. That's what it was.
Yeah, and it's people wanted to see it, but it's not like a movie where it's like you want to watch it several times. You want other people to see it. And I definitely recommended it to my coworkers, but there was no way that it's like, I want to go back see
watch
this
it again.
Yeah, because I don't think the story was nailed right. I don't think that I want to see a somber movie like that, at least in that way, presented to me. For a second time. It made it. I mean, it's making its money back. The question is, I think there's a lot of hype around Puss in Boots. These are two dynamically different movies, but I assume
the hype is already snatched up by Wakanda Forever, and families who only go to the theater every 2 months or 3 months or something or some shit.
Yeah,
they're just okay, I guess Wakanda Forever will be our major movie.
Right,
and it has that November for big movies. Is that great middle slot for the fall season, where December is unless you're a big franchise. I mean, Avatar is, but unless you're a big franchise, it's I guess it's a little bit harder than November.
Easily, yeah. The last proof of concept was Force Awakens, but that was even early December. That was earlier than this hypothetical weekend. I think it came out in early December, not right before Christmas, if I'm not.
Yeah. I assume not many people are going to the theaters anymore. My prediction was my thing was my assumption was Spider-Man No Way Home was the most people you would get into a theater post-pandemic.
Yeah.
For a while.
Right.
Because it's that movie is because Spider-Man is a IP that appeals to everyone, and it's MCU movie. And it's 3 Spider-Mans. It's a bunch of Spider-Mans. So it's it's appealing. That movie's appealing to everyone. Oh, there's some people Avatar is a highest grossing movie, but there's even some people who even seen that movie too. That it doesn't really appeal to them. Yeah. So I know a couple people who were not wanting to see Avatar 2 because they just don't care about it. But everyone was going to go see Spider-Man.
No, that was an absolute event movie. Like you said, it stacked different levels of different demographics that had seen different Spider-Men, so you had quite an appeal going toward it. That is the question here: is will Avatar actually make another $500 million? Yeah. Because that's great that it did a first opening weekend draw, but can it go this upcoming weekend around Christmas, the week after Christmas and the New Year, January, a couple more weeks, because it's going to need to stretch a bit to actually make its money back. Yeah. That's $500 million in expenses. And again, they filmed the third one, and I'm sure that James Cameron, whether or not this makes money, is going to ask Disney, hey, this still needs to come out. Yeah. I have a vision. At least this third one has been 90% filmed. I'm sure that's still going to release, but I think this puts into question whether or not a fourth and a fifth actually do it right. Series. Yeah, because... Go ahead.
Oh yeah, a question. I was talking with these two guys in the car yesterday. Do you think if these movies fall off, will it just not make the other ones? Because I was curious if this movie doesn't make back its budget. I mean, it already has, but I think it needs to make more money to be considered. Double. Yeah, double to consider it success. I thought I heard at some point somewhere it needs to make $2 million or something, $2 billion or something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised if the level is I think The Dream would have been $2 billion. I don't think
close to one of the top movies of all time again.
Well, remember The Force Awakens. I think that one made $700 million on its opening weekend, right? 700 million.
Yeah,
that you're never gonna cross that again unless it's an event like Spider-Man. Yeah. And Avatar, as popular as it is, I don't think that has anywhere as big of a draw. There's the James Cameron effect. It's beautiful technology, but that's all you're there for. You're not really these characters aren't ooh, I really want to see what the fuck they're doing now.
I said, there's some people who's even seen it that have soured on the idea of Avatar after a while, because even I didn't fucking care about the Way of Water until I saw the re-release in theaters.
Right.
And it's okay, yeah, the movie actually does mean something when you see it on the big screen in IMAX. When you don't, it's lose some effect. Because the first time I saw it was on a projector screen in like my classroom.
Right.
And that's the only time I saw it. But like and that was years ago. But I rewatched it like not too long ago. And IMAX 3D, and it's like, oh, this movie's actually pretty great.
Absolutely.
Pretty fun.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, the first time I saw it was in jury duty.
I remember you mentioned that.
Yeah, so I'm just like, when I was thinking about it, I'm like, I don't really want to see Way of the Water, and it's like, after my coworker, before we went to go see it, my coworker said he saw it the day before, and he said it was great. You got to go see this. And I'm like, all right. When we went to go see it, I'm like, oh, this was great. This was beautiful. This was a great movie. And I'm like, I think that's what's going to give it its money back is that the people that already went to go see it, you see it already made its money, what it put out. And where it's going to get the double from is people talking about it, saying this movie is beautiful. You got to go see it in theaters. You can't wait for it to come out.
Yeah, it's all about the perspective you watch the movie at.
Right.
Because, like Mark said, he watched his in school on the monitor, which will not be really. That is
You're not
going
gonna
to
get
on their crappy projection screen, because
that's terrible.
Because on like crappy projection screens, like whenever they show like dark scenes in movies, you can't see shit.
No, the only thing that would be worse is you wheel in one of those box TVs. That would only been the worst one.
Yeah.
My God.
I've seen so many movies on those box TVs.
100%. But no, like that's what I messaged to you guys too. I was like, this movie is just an absolutely fantastic theatrical experience. Talking about Avatar: Way of the Water. But I would not want to watch it on anything other than a really high quality screen with a really high quality sound, because this is not a good let me rewatch this
low resolution
on my phone. On Disney Plus on my phone. That's not. I don't care. I will never care about this movie watching it on the go.
Well, I ignored the message because I wanted a fresh opinion.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah. So for viewers, this is for our listeners. I'm going to read Brian's message.
Oh, no.
I appreciate it. I mean, I could read it right now.
No, I'll read.
All right.
I give my brief review. No spoil. You can truly see that this is James Cameron's Star
Mark,
Wars.
I turned off the recording.
Thank you.
Wait, did you?
No.
You actually fooled him.
God damn it! No, it's actually Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
You want me to read it?
No, I didn't want you to fucking read it, especially not in that funny voice.
It only works in the funny voice.
No, it doesn't work at all.
That's how you sound.
We just gonna have to cut that part out.
That is how it sounds.
I don't sound like that. Stop making fun of me.
But yeah, what did you guys coming out of the movie? I think all of us had really no idea how this movie would go. The trailer didn't really reveal much of anything. Yeah. Well, what did you think?
Honestly, didn't even know why it was called Way of the Water until you get to the middle of the movie. It's
oh yeah,
it's just like they end the what does this have to do with water? I get like the
are we going to Last Airbender Avatar? Like, are we getting it's the next movie gonna be called Way of the Earth and then Way of the Fire?
Right.
Like, I'm expecting the next movie to be Way of the Fire, and it's not not Avatar people who have fire powers. It's Avatar people who are just on fire. Help us!
Way of the Earth, they're just coming out of the ground.
You guys are some really good screenwriters. I tell you what, these are some great ideas.
Hey, I mean, James Cameron probably thinking this up right now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah,
this third movie gonna be great. Way of the Fire,
Way of the Fire.
I think the reason he named that is because he's trying to show you a different perspective of other tribes on Pandora. Because all you seen in the first movie is all forest. You don't see any other part of Pandora but a forest.
Right.
I think you're giving this guy too much credit. I think the reason these movies exist is because James Cameron's just a fucking closet furry. And all he wanted to do is just make movies about naked people. About naked blue cat people. No, it's on the screen.
All right, here's
what these cat people came from the war.
Yeah, what if they got wet?
But hold on.
All right,
if you saying
that's gonna be Way of the Fire, they're they're so hot.
You're saying that. But that's exactly what Native Americans wore back then. They barely had any fucking clothes. They had loincloths on their ass.
Who said this was based off? This had to be based off Native American. He could have wrote it a different way. He did it that way just so they can be naked.
Yes. Moving on from the comedy of the moment about naked blue people and naked furries. For the love of God.
He started that shit. But
oh my God.
Continue.
it is okay. Is it strange that every single one of the cultures he chose to make on this planet are just wearing one piece of clothing?
Yeah.
Maybe. But just get over it and let's talk about this movie. Let's talk about this movie. So, yeah, I think the key here with The Way of the Water is, I even think it's not even that complex either. I think it's really about how impressive this technology is. I think that's why it's called Way of the Water, because the entire thing is he wanted to capture a lot of underwater scenes, and he finally has the technical capability to do it. And it's like, oh, it's literally the way of the water. Like, I can do this in the water now.
Now he's gonna do fire.
Yeah, well, like that's just a thing when you have when technology gets better. Most people just want to show to do it. They'll show off their water.
Right.
This is how games were back in the day, because when Sonic Adventure came out on the Dreamcast, they made the main villain made out of water just to show off.
Just to show the effects.
For the GameCube, Mario Sunshine, his ability was a fucking water jetpack just so they can show off their water ability.
Right. No, so you have to utilize what you have at the time for technology. And again, he waited until 2017, 2018, because, and that had to suck. Yeah. Because I'm sure he was like, this doesn't look good. Like, he probably went back month after month, year after year. Yeah. He made Avatar, and he's like, I want to do this, but it's not there.
As a good quality. He wanted to put out the best quality work he could make.
Yeah.
And at the time, the technology just wasn't at
No.
where he wanted it to be.
Right. And so it kept him stuck. And, what's great about this movie is they filmed everything from 2018 or 2017 until about 2 months into the pandemic.
Yeah.
Mid 2020 is when they finished. So they were just editing this, putting the technology onto the characters, building the character pieces for the last year and a half.
Yeah, because
that's what this was. It's impressive. That's what this movie is spent on. That's where all the money sort of went into, was just this last 12, 15, 16 months.
I think other movies could have the ability or try, but none of them will ever get the budget this movie will have.
No, and what I found with this movie, again, this is great. This is right up there, probably and we'll give our ratings, but I will say this is what I meant in many ways with Wakanda Forever, where you don't see that tribe of people underwater as a force to be reckoned with. They don't look powerful. They don't show that they're powerful at all. It's just poorly represented on screen, whereas you look at this and you can see that there's writing behind these characters. There's writing in the execution of their battle ideas. It's just logical.
Well, the most powerful you get from the tribe.
You mention it in the dialogue, but you mention it in the action. That's where Marvel just has fallen off significantly.
The most powerful you get from the tribe from Wakanda Forever is Namor himself.
Yeah, that's the only powerful man.
The only reason that movie worked is because Namor, and he's the force to be reckoned with, but not his people.
That's all they say.
They're strong in numbers. Every time they fight the Wakandans, though, they get their ass kicked. For the most part, they what was the word I'm looking for? I'm always losing my words. But they get I guess they're almost even. But most of the result is they end up getting their ass kicked by the Wakandas. But then Namor shows up to be Captain Save-A-Ho. And he kicks everyone's ass.
But that's mainly because they're not fighting on their territory. The most fights they have is on land. They're mainly water people.
Right.
If they fought the Wakandas in the water, they would have whooped some ass.
But even then, when they were on
the Wakandas are the name or the
Namor's tribe.
Namor's tribe. But I will say, but I still think that it was poorly represented. I don't want to spend too much time on Black Panther. Yeah. But I still think that final scene where they bring the ship, I don't know how, but they bring the ship out into the middle of the ocean, I still think that's a terrible representation because they don't really show that they're a full force to be reckoned with.
No.
You look at this, and they're controlled, you look at Avatar Way of the Water, they have a spiritual connection with these whale-looking creatures. Mm-hmm. It's very impressive. They know how to attack with with other creatures. They know how to talk species-wise, level to level.
And it's weird that this came out in the same year as Wakanda Forever because this is also because Wakanda Forever is also a war movie involving a tribe of sea people
versus a tribe on land, a population on land.
Yeah. These can be compared directly, actually.
Absolutely. Yeah. and both of them, well, one of them obviously you can tell was spent a lot of time writing.
Avatar came first before the Wakandan movie.
Yeah, writing wise too. Yeah, I mean James Cameron had probably been tweaking that for more than a decade.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, Ryan Coogler, I know he had the issue where. And again, we're still on Black Panther, but he had an issue.
Both.
Right, he had an issue where Chadwick died, and so we had to rewrite it a little bit. But it seems like he still tried to stick with two stories that he wanted to tell at the same time.
Yeah.
One, the original movie that he wanted to make, and another, the movie that he had to replace it with.
Yep.
And it just comes out in shambles, which it makes this movie look all the more better. Way of the Water, significantly better, because it just feels like a movie that has no plot issues.
Yeah,
it's just fluid. No pun intended.
Nothing has changed from what his idea of what he wanted to make, but with Black Panther, you had Disney wanted to change almost every part of the movie away from his vision.
Did they?
I'm unsure.
Where did you get that from?
I didn't hear from nobody. It's just an educated guess of mine.
I don't think I think Disney has faith in James Cameron, so it isn't.
No, he's talking about Black Panther. The way that the editing and the
Black Panther.
Like the Ironheart thing where they dropped that in and everything.
I think that. Well, I think that's kind of mostly just Marvel in general, because they've been falling off. I think Kevin Feige hasn't been monitoring Phase 4 that much.
No,
because they've been falling off since Phase 4 started. Honestly,
100%. Let's get back to Way of the Water. I want to spend a little more time talking about the technology. Again, he waited quite a long time to get the technology right. What did you guys think? I found it to be just about photorealistic, except for a few scenes. There are a few scenes on that ship that's sinking at night. It's like he was really maximizing, right? So you have not only, there's step one, right? You have the day scenes. There's CGI people, the CGI population, and there's water. Boom, that's already difficult. The final fight is between, I think, what is it? Between
it's Jake
Quaritch and Jake. It's okay, you have that final fight. It's in the water, along a ship that's sinking, that's CGI, probably of some real life sets.
Yeah.
With fire. And then water that's doused on them.
In mix.
Yeah.
And it's and at times there were some quick pacing moments where it looked like a video game. But the rest of the fight to me and the rest of the movie to me looked pretty photorealistic.
Yeah, what you're going to get to is the frame rate of this movie is so weird. It's like watching a game you're used to playing on your old PC, and then you get a new PC with all the specs, and you play that game again, and it's moving too well.
Yeah.
And that's what this movie, because this movie was it kind of threw me out a little bit sometimes, because it was almost too fast.
And
it did that a couple I was almost getting whiplash, because especially it was in 3D, and the way it was moving, I was like, Jesus, this is because it kind of took me out of it, because it didn't. I guess it moved realistically, but it didn't move like a movie. I'm used to 30 frames per second.
So did you get the because there were two options on the AMC where it's you could choose IMAX 3D standard, and then there was another icon that showed that it was a high frame rate. Was it high frame rate for the entire thing, or just the
I didn't get. I don't think I got that option. I remember getting that option for Gemini Man, and Gemini Man they were a fucking I guess showing off the fact that they were we had this is one of the first
technology.
Yeah, this is one of the first movies that are shot in 60 frames or something like that.
Right.
I don't think I got that version. Also, Gemini Man was not good.
I was gonna mention, by the way, Gemini Man. It just kind of this really shits on Gemini Man. I know it came out, I think, 2 years ago, or probably 3 now. But they really kept touting ooh, look at our technology. And that thing looks like a PS3 game now.
The technology wasn't new, because it was we have Will Smith acting with a younger Will Smith, but it's no, we had de-aging in other movies before, and we had plenty of movies where the same actor is talking to themselves.
Yes.
And it's you just kind of mix the two.
That's it.
And it's nothing new.
No, and in this movie, in Avatar 2, it's literally just that everyone's motion capture, and you're getting probably as good a performance as possible.
Yeah.
In comparison, instead of it being an actor, real face, to someone that's mocapped
Yeah.
And again, the only reason I bring up Gemini Man because that was the only movie I ever got that like had different frame rate versions I can choose from for the theater.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think there were moments, but it wasn't like I didn't have the entire movie where it was high frame rate. There would just be in certain fight scenes where I would notice that it was like, okay, yeah, they're doing quick moves, but not. I don't think at any other point outside of that final scene did I see something where it was like super rapid.
During their escape at the very end, when the family was separated, I think it was Jake and his youngest son.
Yes.
Loak.
You can just say his brother.
No.
Yeah, Loak.
As they were escaping with the help of the fish, and I think both of you missed it, but as they were making a sharp turn to go out, their texture disappeared all of a sudden.
Yeah, he noticed something. I didn't see it.
The texture disappeared.
Then I guess they got away with it because I didn't notice. So
that
like,
makes sense. Again, they're still that also will make sense. That again, the amount of technology that Cameron was pushing in this movie.
Yeah.
Like again, that was when they were escaping the ship.
Yeah.
With the brother that got shot, right?
No, the
when
little brother.
They were swimming out. When he was trying to teach him how to, like at the end where he was trying to teach him how to breathe, and
the older brother already died.
He had already died.
I guess like some keen eyes will notice.
Under the
under the sinking ship.
Yeah, and then what's her name's getting all the sort of bioluminescent fish and everything.
Yeah.
I guess
and as the fish is guiding the brother and the father out, as they're making a turn around a couple pipes, their texture all of a sudden disappears.
Yeah.
And when they get around the corner, you can see their texture again. Like,
I guess like some keen eye will notice because like I didn't notice and they got away with it.
It was like a second frame.
I was listening to a couple reviews and they didn't bring it up either. So it was like,
I'm sure what you're referencing. I'm sure we're gonna see when this hits Disney Plus and on DVD release. We're gonna see people that are gonna say, "Did you notice this little frame?" Yeah. But I promise you that there are moments in this movie where
this movie sucks now. Fuck.
No, they was fucked up 4 out of 10.
Yeah. It was good until like the one guy the texture disappeared for a fucking nanosecond. Bullshit.
But it's not something you wouldn't really notice unless you really looking at it.
Right. Which, I mean, they want you to, which is where that would be a deficit. But again, I find that it's still enough. As a whole, I was so immersed that it didn't take me out too much. I did notice, though, and we'll talk about the story. I thought that this story... Oh, water. But
Daryl's taking a piss off.
It's the way of the Daryl.
Yeah, so I thought this story was, I was, like I said in the small review, I thought it was very impressive.
Maybe you like the characters more than the first movie.
And I definitely like the characters. I think
designs were amazing.
Yes, that's the key. They had great designs, but also what they did with the characters. Like, there are many movies where the young adults, teenage age characters can become very annoying. Yeah. It was getting to the point where sometimes at moments I severely disagreed with these characters, but I could still understand it enough that I wasn't pissed off.
Yeah, they were kids. That was annoying though. There's like Dad was like, the father was like, don't get yourself in trouble or do any bullshit. Stop leaving. Stop leaving the place. Stop going out to the ghetto at night. Let's go out to the ghetto at night.
But you gotta understand, before he became an Avatar, he was trained in the military, so that's where most of his thought process came from.
Well, it's just common sense. I wouldn't let my kids go into the ghetto at night. But then, then you cut to the scene with the kids, like, hey, let's go to the ghetto at night. Bet.
Okay. We're yes, haha. But legitimately, like, kids are kids, like we were saying. Kids are kids. So, like, and this is less the ghetto and more. And yes, at times it's like,
it's the wilderness ghetto.
It's like the
and the sea ghetto.
It's like the Lion King where you went with don't go to the elephant graveyard.
Don't go
to the elephant ghetto.
And they went and they went anyway. The kids will do. It's like they will
And plus, you remember, he egged them on. Like, the kid was like, he said, you won't do it, you won't do it. He's like, yeah, I will do it. I'm tough, I can do it. And that's...
Yeah, it was like, hey, we found a fishing spot. So at first, it's like, it's like, okay.
I'm safe.
I've been, like, because I love the way that they progress this, where it's like, okay, not only is it a new setting for the entire family, so they have to get used to it, it not only is this that's something where they have to learn it and they're, completely, literally fish out of water, trying to understand the breathing structure, trying to understand how to work with these new species of animal that they haven't dealt with, but it's like, oh, well, I've already mastered everything that essentially seems like a beginning stage, and whether or not you're messing with me, sure. And then it's like, well, I don't think I should go, but it's like, I can manage this, and he sees that he can deal with the waves, and the waves are an issue. They're going far out, kind of like a Moana. Where it's like she's going far out or whatever, and
it shows you the perspective of a life of a kid, of
an actual kid, like in a setting where it's new, and it's like, oh, you haven't gone to the ghetto. It's like here, go to
just moved into the neighborhood, or just came to town, moved into town.
Right, and it's like, they clearly this subsection of this island population has given this tale to this set of mountain region islands, that there's one of the whales or whatever species that is an outcast, and it's like right, and it's like that's unfortunate, but they tell these stories to keep their kids away, and it's like
and they even believe in them.
Right, and they don't believe in them anymore. It's like, but it's something to keep them away. And so I felt that, again, I don't want to keep running on, but I found the story to just be very natural. Yeah. Like, there's nothing else to say about it, where it's like, it's just a natural story, whereas we've seen so many stories that have been pushed by, let's say, a corporate move, or by writers that have an agenda. Yeah. And it's like, it starts to lose that natural feeling.
Yeah, you try to forcefully make it work.
Yeah,
which is not a good thing for most movies.
Absolutely.
One thing I want to know, and this is like on, this like the evolution of these creatures, is that why are the water ones you see like on their arms are bigger so they can push through the waves. Their tails are longer so they can actually like move like fish and swim like fish.
Yes.
Why are the tree people just like regular cats? Because I'm like, don't they have anything that makes them like? I get like the first movie would probably be like, we just want to make blue people.
I guess it would be the Earth avatars then.
So no, but their specialty is
the Earth.
Their specialty is living in the canopies.
Yeah, but I'm like, they don't have anything.
Well, to us, they don't have anything. Right. But we haven't seen a populace that's just specifically on the ground level, because it seems like they're out of their element on the ground, whereas up in the canopies, they're definitely more advantageous.
Is there
I don't know. Like, we would have to see the sea population adjust to living in the canopies, essentially.
Is there like other avatars?
We don't know.
I assume like what fucking there's 5 other movies coming, or 4.
They're
I think we're gonna get like other like versions of avatars.
Yeah, with how big Pandora is, we barely scratched the surface of Pandora.
Right. So, it's literally like stepping into an open world video game. And it's like you saw this first section, and then you start to branch out, and it is, and I love the choice where it's like, they again, there's so many things about the writing that just make sense. It's like, Natiri does not want to leave. Naturally, that makes sense. But Jake's like, look, they are literally looking for me, and they're going to capture this family. And they tried to capture the family before, but they didn't get them, which is great. But they have to leave, and it's like, that's a really big moment for them.
Yeah, it's either we leave and protect our people, or we stay and everyone dies.
Right, but even then, they left behind. They're like, look, we can't take all of you because they'd notice, but we have to go. And maybe they'll get off your back. Now, we don't get an update on what the status is of those that are still living on the setting that we were in the first movie.
Probably would have if there was a main character that was
still there. But I'm actually glad that all of our main characters are pushed into this new setting, because then we're also exposed to this new setting, which I think is even more beautiful than the first movie.
Oh yeah.
There are moments again where it's just gorgeous. You're just taking in everything on the screen. And that's just the journey of this movie.
I just got it. that like the next movie is going to be called Way of Air, and then they're gonna have flying Navi. We're gonna have like Navi with wings, or wings for
I
arms.
can see that. Like not wings, but like I can see like like how you have things that like glide.
Yeah.
Like they have like a glide like a flying squirrel or something like that. They could literally do that. I know he's joking, but
Oh wait, I'm not joking. That's my serious prediction. It's gonna be it's either like
Mark,
movie 3 or 4.
I'm gonna break your vision immediately. If we had flying, what are they? Navi?
Yeah, I've been calling them Avatar the whole time. I forgot their actual name.
If they have flying Navi, why wouldn't they be everywhere?
Yeah.
Because they only want to be in their tribe area.
Why wouldn't they be in the mountains that are
Why wouldn't
hanging?
they be in
The Hallelujah mountain range. Why wouldn't they be there?
They probably will be in the next movie. It's like they'll just make up some shit like, oh, we were asleep for a fucking. We were just like sitting down for the whole time. We just popped into
it has
existence.
nothing to do with us. Like,
Yeah,
I mean that's how they was treated. The water ones. That was y'all getting attacked. We was chilling in the water.
you bought your war here, you piece of shit.
Look, guys. Look, they're not gonna.
That
pull.
war is still going because during the movie they hinted at that the sky people is still attacking the land Navi.
The original location.
Yeah, the original location because Earth is currently dying in there.
Yeah, they established in this movie, like I think they killed off most of their front runners. And it's just like by the way, this is spoilers.
As always.
Yes, as always. But like they call the front runners. The only one alive that's a front runner is like the main general guy. I keep forgetting his name.
The main general is Quaritch.
Oh no, his team lasted till the final
Quaritch.
That is true.
This Quaritch is too.
His whole team lasted till the final battle.
That's true. Yeah.
What
Right.
in this movie?
Yeah, in this
In
movie.
the way it was.
No,
Like, half of them
no,
died.
no.
Like, half of them
They
died in the
died.
first one.
They died in the first. Half of them died in the first. No, they died, but then they were brought back.
No, I'm talking about in this movie when they caught the kids the first time in the forest. 3 of them died.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Like
Those 3, because they were sneak attack.
Yeah, I think like their base is still there, but most of their front runners is dead. So I guess we're gonna talk about. We've been talking about the spectacles of this movie, but I get into the actual movie. I still like a Quaritch character because he's like a Saturday morning like G.I. Joe villain.
Yeah.
He's just that's what I like about him. He's just spiteful. He has no redeeming side to him. Well, at least in the first movie, I guess they try to make it a redeeming side, but it's like he's still just pure villain. He is just pure evil, and that's it.
Yes.
He's like I just want. We're at war. America should win everything. Earth should win everything. I'm Earthian.
And killed Jake's son.
And
Killed Jake.
It's just one vendetta, but gets this one dude.
Yeah, because
Yes.
if you think about it, this new version of him, the Avatar one of him, is just like he doesn't know about his past until they told him about it. So literally, he's just like he's going off a grudge that shouldn't be his grudge.
No, he had the memories.
He now had right.
Yeah.
Like after they planted it into him, and then he had to watch the video.
What I don't know is
Where the memories.
what I don't know is hopefully we get this in 3 or 4. But since he got cloned, why we don't have just multiple Quaritches just going at it?
I think the
Just like an army of them.
So
They're like Sully. Where is he?
that is a good point. I think they're trying to limit the idea that the technology is better than it was in the first movie, but not good enough that they can just constantly print out people.
How much
I
time
think,
is
I, think they were, I
Flying
think they were already working on him though. That's why the one clone they did of him was we had this one just waiting in case something happened.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, we might get a clone of fucking Sully in the next movie or the next 2.
Sully.
He's
still alive.
No.
They make a
He
clone
was
of
in.
him.
Yeah, they make a clone of him.
Oh, they pull a Logan.
Oh,
They
yeah.
pull a Logan, and they just make him.
Yeah.
I'm you.
That would
They
be.
sent me to kill myself.
That would be. I don't think that's a bad idea as well because look,
That could happen in 3 or 4.
You're right, James Cameron. It's not a bad story idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a terrible story idea. I just there's multiple options, but you're right. Potential wise, 2024 for the next
still
one.
out there too. So.
100%.
Because they could just kind of recount away. Well, he was in this machine, and we have some of his memories.
Yeah.
So just put it in there.
By the way, this movie does a better job at doing the light year landing and building stuff and setting yourself in this place that's being built up than Lightyear did, where it's like they were able to breathe. Lightyear had to fast pace everything. It's like, all right, we're in present day, everything's being built. Boom. We're gonna blow through all this shit. We're gonna take this, and our goal at the end is to take this whole planet. But for right now, we're gonna establish this spot here.
Yeah.
How much time is
our home base?
Yeah.
So it's been real time. The amount of time. I think that's because
because
remember the kids are the literal test where it's like here the kids are as old as hypothetically. Not as old as between the movies, but like between this movie and that movie, he's had kids.
I know in the beginning of the movie we were like flashing forward and back a little bit.
Yeah.
Just care if it's like more time or less time.
If it was present day, it hypothetically is the same gap.
It's like probably like at least like 16 years at least, because like the oldest brother acts like he's like a 17, 18-year-old.
Yeah,
that's a good point. It can't be 12 years because
you gotta give them time to actually arrive to the planet, which is who knows how far away from Earth it is.
That's fair. But yeah, it was. They brought him back. The ships came back and. Sky people.
One thing when they were talking to like the general, not Courage, but like the female, she was like, we can build a building in like
40 seconds.
Like,
40 hours. 40 hours.
40 hours. It's like in a day, like basically it's like almost 2 days. I'm like, that's
incredible.
Like that's what year is this?
Yeah. No.
So I'm like,
like that's
at least a year, but
their technology advanced way too fucking fast to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, but that's the thing. It still does the. That's the light. They did a lighter version of the colonialism plot, which they had in the first movie for the most part, and it's like I'm glad that they're still doing that because humanity would come back eventually.
Also like that the kids, like they're not, because of like who Spider is and as a character.
Yeah.
They're not just like, oh, we're only Navi. We only know like our tribal ways. They're like, no, we go back and forth talking English and talking Navi all the time. Like we know.
The dialects and that's absolutely great. It's so impressive Cameron wrote an entire language for this population, and not only that, but he's like, he did such a good job in making either fluent or casual language that we get to the point where it's like, Sully is talking to Courage. Keep thinking Sully. I don't. Yeah. Either way.
That's Jake Sully.
That's right. Yeah. Courage was talking to Spider, and he's like, all right, we need to be Navi, and he's like trying to say the language. It's like, you sound like a fucking robot. There's no way you're gonna do that.
I'm surprised how much I like Spider in this game. Some of the movies feels like a cutscene, I swear.
It does.
You're right.
It is.
It feels like the way it moves. It's just the way it moves.
1 year later than you.
It literally is. It literally is it's a CG movie. It's literally a giant video game. Yeah,
this could win Best Animated Picture of the Year if they just like label it that way.
If they labeled it that way.
This is just a mixed media.
Right.
But like I'm surprised how much I thought I like I'm surprised how much I like Spider in this movie, because usually when you have like the kid around CG people and you're like, I want the CG people.
Yeah.
And it's like the kid is just there. Like the movie that just came out this year, Black Adam. Like, you just have a kid who's just there in the middle of the action, of all the actiony people, all the badass.
That was very annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't annoying. He was Spider was like kind of a fun character.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah. You about to say something?
No.
No, I think Spider, again, this is up to whether Cameron wrote it or just talked to people that are high quality writers of dialogue. It's like, I actually loved every time, like, it's like you had the smart quips from Spider. It's like, it's that way, dumbasses. It's like, it's funny. It's like, I root for this guy. He does not support him. He does not support his own race of people because he's so entrenched in understanding the other side. Which is very interesting. It's like it's a reverse it's a Tarzan.
I was saying when he was like helping the other guys, he was like teaching them. He was like, I was like, what are you doing? You're helping them learn. Like, oh wait, he's just a fucking kid.
Right.
He's just a cocky kid.
That's what I was expecting from this movie, because they do it in a lot of other tropes. It's like, they'll kidnap somebody that they actually have like history with, and it's like, okay, he's going to treat him like a son, and then Spider's going to see him ask his father and be like, okay, near the end, it's going to be a moment where he has to choose between his
Support
father
of it.
and them, and I'm waiting for the no, but he's my dad, guys. I can't do this.
No, what we got in the end though was both.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
I'm gonna save you, but I don't like you.
Yeah,
which
I like that.
Which is better. Yeah, it's way better.
I thought he was gonna
both.
save him and be like, all right, let's go.
No,
He's like,
what I like about him, he did look at him. He like, but he didn't contemplate until he noticed he was like twitching a little bit and like he was like, oh fuck, he's still alive.
Right.
Fuck off. Just all right, fuck it. I just can't let him die because
Right.
he was surprised that like he actually like went through with the trade.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised when he went through with the trade because like this guy has no emotion. He did like why are you gonna trade like him for Spider? Because he's gonna kill Spider and like he wasn't.
That's what had me thinking that Spider was gonna stay with his dad. His fake we brought back dad because she held him captive, and I'm like, so you're just gonna go to the family where the mom almost killed you? She wasn't going to, but that feeling of like she could have killed me. For her
Right. Well, you
actual
saw
kid.
in many scenes where, they kept bringing back like something about when the Na'vi are fully engaged in a fight, the natural born Na'vi, they are still animalistic.
Yeah.
And you could see that in her eyes. And so in the moment it's like, oh shit, I'm human if I walk out there in one of the fights.
Yeah.
I think it was the fight
fight
where they
right
were trying to
before that.
protect.
That's what-
We're
yeah.
trying to grab their kids back. The first fight, that Sully and
Neytiri.
and they have right. And
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
when
but
she went feral.
and she went feral. Right, she went. That's what I mean. Yes, she went feral all the way. And that's where you'd think that Spider would have probably been killed because she wouldn't have had the awareness until she snapped.
That's
out.
what I thought was
'cause
smart
all she
storytelling
did was-
because I was thinking in the beginning of the movie like, okay, so he's part of the main family, and like, so at some point he's gonna be slowing down the action because he's human while they're all Avatar.
Right.
But it was smart storytelling to like, where they avoid writing that because they just had him kidnapped.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very smart.
That was smart of him.
It separates him from the rest of the pack, so they can
And they,
just
like-
travel and they can learn.
Yeah.
And how much of a burden? There's no way that they go on that flight across the body of water, get there. They were already, again, by the way, great dialogue and visual of. It's not that it's a power couple, but it's a couple in leadership, the king and queen, and they're just like, I kind of want you here, but I need to talk to her, and we need to negotiate this.
Yeah.
It's like, here's a good, here's a bad. It's not just like,
I need to talk to my wife about this.
But it
and
was,
she's like show you like real quick.
yeah, but it was like, it was great visual, where it's like, all right, let's just
It gives
flow.
you
It's a natural
balance
flow.
of power.
Right, it's a natural flow of things.
Yeah, I expect in the next movie Spider is like fucking Black Panther where he has like some technology, but he's using his tribal skills with it.
I don't know. That's the thing is I don't know where this goes. Same thing with the first and the second. I don't know where this goes. I don't know what they'll do with the second. I just know that there are things. There's a lot.
This movie gives me a better idea how this is going to go as a franchise because the first movie for me it ended. I feel like it ended. It was like an open ending where like it could continue, but if it doesn't, it still feels complete. This second movie, it's like it is complete for the most part, but you can tell it is building towards things. And there's some things that are just like not followed up on, like the what happens to Korik after he just flies away. So it's like it's not the end. It's not the end of that movie. The story's not ended.
And one thing I want to know, this is getting like out there, but you see like during the movie, you can see that like Spider has feelings for Kiri, and you can see that back and forth. And I'm like, he doesn't have a Na'vi body. What happens in the future if we ever get like a grown-up version of them and they get together with the baby?
No, I mean it's right. No, I agree. It's a very what I love about this movie is they didn't shy away from it. Again, we have a lot of movies now where there's an agenda where it's like you can't show that this group likes this group.
Right.
Yeah.
But in this movie, again, it's just this is James Cameron's movie, so he can do what the fuck he wants, and you have cool you have people looking at other people certain ways of like, romantic interest. It's like that's cool. You can actually do that, without it being like people get all triggered or whatever. It's like, no, you can write that or you can visualize that. Like when what's her name gets out of the water and they had that look. It's like, yeah, we've all done that before. That's like, yeah, it looks attractive. Boom, understand.
Right.
And that's and then their relationship grows. Is that the brother that dies?
No.
The older brother.
Oh, the
dies.
older
brother
dies.
had nothing to do besides just being protected.
Except
That's
being
his,
protected.
That's
right.
his whole character.
Right. And
The
he
younger
was,
brother's the one that had the
had the
crime.
whale scene and wanted to and
He
looked
was
at her.
Yeah.
outcast.
I like how the girl's name is Kitty.
Which
The
one?
girls, which
Katie.
one?
Katie. Oh yeah.
Carrie.
Carrie.
Which one are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're talking about this one?
No.
The one that's their sibling?
Yeah.
The younger one?
Carrie. Is her name on there? Is she?
Top.
Chuck Tyree.
Carrie.
You talking about the baby or
The baby or the older one?
which
The
one?
old.
The
Oh,
older
that's
one's
a
at the top, Sigourney Weaver.
Kiri. Yes.
Yeah, Carrie. Okay, that's like
I'm just gonna make a
that's
small
10
edit.
year-
Right, just Kiri.
Carrie.
But like, I like how like she has the powers to control nature now.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that mainly came from her mother.
From her mom,
bloodline.
yeah.
Did she have the power? Like,
No,
She was
when her mother died and was put under AWA, her
Spirit's in there, yeah.
And as she gave birth, magically gave birth to Kiri out of who knows fucking where, she had part of AWA's abilities.
I was wondering that. I was like, did I miss something? Because I know they were talking about like who's her father.
Yeah.
But like, how did she get?
They never mentioned the father,
So,
but they said she all of a sudden
Brian,
got.
it was you, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a mystery pregnancy that should not have happened.
I mean, you guys don't believe God is the woman?
You shut up. But that was a
I believe
strange
Santa Claus is
situation
black.
with them.
And that's as far as we'll go.
Yeah, that's the Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
She had the part of Awa's power flowing through her. She was able to connect with the animals just like Awa does.
Yeah. I mean, again, like that's an interesting stretch there. Why do you think that she went into a sort of epilepsy episode due to? I guess we'll discover that in 3, right? They don't really. They leave that open
Yeah,
ended.
you say
They
don't put her on there no more.
Don't put it on there, right? And so but she easily attached to that that culture and that world underwater. And I think again, like everything about this is beautiful. I know you guys probably didn't like the music is it's like it's the sound effects number 1, 10 out of 10 for the sound, but for the music to me I think it's great, but you have to have paid attention. It's like it's not good enough that you remember it if you're not listening to it, which is like it's fine, but it's not like ooh, you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
Spider-Man theme. Boom, you hear it.
Yeah.
Oh shit. This, if you weren't paying attention, you're probably not gonna.
I still barely notice the music in Marvel movies. Like the only song I ever hear in Marvel movies is the Avengers.
It's the Avengers theme. Yeah. Definitely.
I can't give you a reason why she went through her seizures.
Okay.
It's because as Awa is all powerful, she's basically connected to everything all over the planet. And Carrie, as she only possesses a little bit of Awa's power, the moment she connected to Awa physically,
It's a lot.
she
Overwhelming.
went through an overload.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like a drug high.
Well,
Not like
not
that.
like Gee.
No,
Not anymore.
not like
You're
that.
between like smoking a blunt and smoking a fucking.
I mean,
Hey guys,
Not-
talking
not
about
bad.
experience.
You talking about this to an experienced smoker sitting in the room,
but
and
like-
none of that.
Damn,
shit,
Troy, how much experience you got?
none of that shit has ever happened after I've hit a
That's
blunt.
like
Hey,
24/7.
hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Screen Smoke Podcast.
Hey, he wanted to bring in smoking. So.
Hey guys, welcome to the Scream Blast
Welcome
podcast.
to
We're
the
fucking
Scream
podcast.
But
My
no,
name is Blackjack, and I'm the only pothead in this room.
There we go.
So
But-
I'm the only one that can
But
give
no,
you a
like Mark
definite answer.
brings
about
up a
that
good
shit.
like even though it's funny that it's the drug, but like I've seen shows where somebody does that and it's like the next movie she could be like tempted to go back to it. Like they'll be like, "No, Kiri, you can't go to that. That'll hurt you." And she'll be like, "No, I'm too."
I need
connected
to learn it.
Yeah.
I need to know.
I
Yeah,
need
no,
to go
yeah,
back-
of
yeah,
course,
that.
yeah.
I need the buzz, man.
Yeah. The again, I said this in my small review again. Like this is again, I don't know what the third movie will be, but what I do know is this is James Cameron's Star Wars. You get a lot more of a unique vision when it comes to the ships, you had some unique vision with the ships, but a lot of them just felt like something you could find on Earth, but advanced technology. What I loved about that sort of whale versus ship scene, which was very much like a Moby Dick, like, you know, whaler scene, was like you had these ships that were very technologically impressive, but he also made them look cool. Then you had the submarines, which they felt like something out of like if you made a live action Atlantis movie. That's what that felt like. Very cool, very sharp looking.
I love the crab mix.
Yeah.
Fucking crab mix with hands.
It caught me off guard when it's like, okay, let's get ready for this. You see the one crab mech just like punch his fist.
Yes! That keeps coming back in my brain.
Doing anything. I'm getting ready for this. I'm like, that doesn't.
No, he's getting ready to hunt.
I'm like, y'all do this like every day, don't you?
Yes.
You're like, this whale hunting down.
Yeah, it's cool though. They also, you know, again,
Jake Sully's looking at this. Oh no, they brought the crab mix.
Again, they great writing. You know, you don't just commandeer the ship. The guy that runs the ship mentions, "Hey, our entire budget relies on me doing this, this, and this. This is what we do." Thank you, phone. But you know, you do this, this, and this. It explains what's happening in this world. Simple world building. And again, before we sort of finalize on this, it seems like we're wrapping up.
Yeah.
But I love, like, what they do with the connection with nature and animals is sort of what I think we all dream to get to at a certain level, where you can communicate with the creatures you're around at a level that's beyond anything that we probably will ever get to in the next century. You know, where it's just, you know, like a bonding experience with this whale. It's like, oh shit, like, hey, you had a kid, I had a kid. How's it going? It's like, oh, we haven't seen each other in a while. That was beautiful. And then it hits you even more when they have the whaling scene, because it's like, oh shit, like, will they get out of it? No, they won't. Well, shit, that sucks. You know, and whaling's not really that big of a thing anymore, but even when they pierced the inside, they went into the like gums or whatever, and they pierced that fluid, like, that was like a gross scene.
Yeah, so are they still looking for unobtainium?
Because
they have a new MacGuffin now, and that's the whale thing that keeps you like the Fountain of Youth whale serum.
Well, I think what we find is they're still looking for the unobtainium or whatever
that's
it's called.
Another group.
But this whaling group found that this cost, like you said, $20 million, I think. It's worth 20. So there's
I'm calling it youth serum.
But it's like but it's like separate entities and different pathways of income being found, which is great. Again, great writing.
Pandora's a fucking gold mine.
That shows you why they keep coming back to Pandora. It's like we got one thing already. Here goes a second thing.
Because Pandora's rich in resources, and currently Earth is dying. So they need to move.
Yeah. So, you know, and it's naturally like expected, but I just wonder where this is by a hypothetical Avatar 4, how much humanity impacts Pandora.
Dude, by Avatar 6, the Na'vi like go to Earth and it's like, well, we're in like New York City.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh man, I guess we have to blend in with the humans. Or I guess we have to. You can't be half naked anymore. We have to go get some
go
clothes.
To the Gap.
And they have like a fashion montage and shit.
What are you talking about? They'll go to Earth and they'll be like, oh, they're just furries. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, no, you know, I think through the rest of James Cameron's run at these movies, we're going to get, I think, what we have here, which we can start giving out our reviews. I would give this, like, I'll give this a 9, honestly. I will give this a 9. I have no issue with it. It's a great theatrical experience. It's not just a movie; it is a theatrical experience. This is what separates what Scorsese said about MCU movies, where it's like the MCU isn't filmmaking. It's like I start to see, when I see Everything Everywhere All at Once and I see Avatar 2, I kind of sort of see the separation. But Disney will do probably what they did with Star Wars, which is where, as long as James Cameron's at the helm. This is now a Disney property. As long as James Cameron's at the helm, he makes $1 billion every movie. It's fine. But once James Cameron dies, And once Avatar has proven itself worthy, they'll pull a Star Wars. They'll make 78 billion things on Disney Plus. They'll spin this thing into irrelevance, and then Star Wars will happen all over again. That's what I think is happening here. They're gonna let him create because he's a legendary creator that makes a lot of money. But by 2035, they'll have a property that they can do 57 billion things with.
Yeah.
So,
you were getting about the Marvel thing, like. For Marvel movies, I guess they're all usually different. Most of them are like fun attraction rides, like Endgame and Infinity War are like the funnest attraction rides from any Marvel movie. But some of them actually try to be, movies with stories, and a lot of them fail. Mainly most of the movies in like Phase 4 try to be story movies instead of rides, and it's like they're not. Some of them are not good. Some of them are, and then some are both. Like Spider-Man: No Way Home, it's a ride and a movie.
I'd say Winter Soldier is a really good example of both.
Oh yeah,
as well.
But like going to Avatar 2, this is the same way I feel about Avatar 1, where it is like a ride. It is a attraction ride because if you just look at the story as its own, it's not the most nuanced. It's fine. It's serviceable. It's not the most nuanced. But, it just, seeing it on a big screen with good sound, with, the gimmick of 3D, it's great. And, for me, the movie is 3 hours long, and it's a bit, it's a bit too long for me, but, I enjoyed everything I saw on the screen.
Right.
So, but, the thing is with, same thing with Avatar 1 is, I'm not sure if I'm gonna experience it again or watch it a second. I mean, if I had to watch it a second, I'll watch it one more time, but it has to be the same way I saw it, and it's in 3D with the glasses. When this comes on Disney Plus, I'm not gonna touch it.
No.
I'm never gonna touch it on screen. Same thing with the first Avatar movie.
Right.
That's why I was never inclined to watch the first one until it came back in the theaters, and it's all right, well, this is my only other chance to watch Avatar the way it's meant to be. And, I can see why people liked it. And if I tried to watch it on Disney Plus before they took it away, because the original movie is not in theaters anymore, but it's still not on Disney Plus yet. So,
really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
But, I mean, it's still, I guess it's
I
still...
wonder if Cameron has the rights over Disney for it.
No, I think that's just Disney's decision.
That's so weird.
Yeah, because, I think Disney has full control of the Avatar IP. But I think it's Disney's decision to just take it off so people can
make more. They make more money watching Avatar 2.
Oh yes. Well, also they'll make money off the theatrical re-release, which is smart.
Right.
Because I know it's some movies that get re-released in theaters. It's why would people do that instead of just watching it at home?
Yeah.
That's why I didn't think. That's why I thought the HBO Max day and date stuff was a bad idea, even though it was great for me.
Terrible idea. Great for us.
Great for us. Bad for them. Yeah. Yeah, it's still not on stream, but I wouldn't watch it on TV anyway.
No.
But yeah, this was a fun ride. It just for the length, I'm gonna just knock it down one smidge. So it's just it's still excellent score. So it's 8. It's an 8 out of 10 for me.
Cool.
So yeah, it's a great movie, and especially if you into blue naked people. I think James Cameron just saw the original X-Men movie, and he was Mystique. Oh, she's hot. I can do more. I can make a movie with a ton of Mystiques.
Hey, I mean, do you not remember how much porn came out from the first Avatar movie? It was and then people...
Everything has a fucking porn, no matter what comes out.
Well, yeah, but no, this movie I swear encourages it, because you just most of this movie you just see Na'vi ass cheeks throughout most of the runtime of this movie.
In the first movie, I don't know, but in this movie, I saw a topless female. Na'vi.
You did? She came out the water. I was what the?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was gonna get to that. I was wait. We're seeing Na'vi nipple? Female Na'vi nipples? Yeah, I was they can get away with that?
It's the forbidden and
I thought, wait, this is this is still PG-13. How they got away with this? I didn't know you can see show. I guess because it's Na'vi nipples is how they got away with it.
These ain't real peoples, it's fine.
I need to clip that. We have Na'vi nipples?
No, any accolades trailer is just like 10 out of 10. The quote is nipples. No, the 10 out of 10 is just nipples! Exclamation mark. Nipples.
Gotta go see this. It's got Navi nipples.
In 3D. Navi nipples in IMAX 3D.
It's got seawater Navi nipples. All right. Enough of Navi nipples. How about you, Troy? Where do you rank this thing in the grand scheme of things?
Same thing with you. Probably 9 out of 10. It's just like I was coming here to see story and visuals, and that's what I got. So, and them visuals. I'm not gonna tell you.
Look him for the plot.
I came for the plot, yeah. And the plot was Navi nipples. But no, yeah, it's a great movie. I probably I might see it again in theaters because my aunt probably wants to see it. So that'll
see it in 2D.
Don't.
They have those 2D options. Like why are these there?
No, I've seen it in 2D. If you took off the 3D glasses,
doesn't count.
You get the blurry.
Yeah, you get the blurry.
No, you get the real blurry.
No, the blind man version.
No, it actually was not blurry.
That's the PG-13.
It wasn't blurry.
No, only the water part.
I think maybe it was maybe I took off both the glasses and my actual glasses. Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, the characters actually showed in 2D. But it was the water that was messing.
Oh yeah, it's still not watchable. Like when with the 3D
that's
thing
what you
on.
do. You go see the 3D version and you tell your kids to take the glasses off so they don't see the Navi nipples.
The only movie where that's watchable without the 3D glasses and the 3D version is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse because those backgrounds look like that.
Yeah,
makes sense. All right. Oh, collect charge.
But no,
I was about to move on. I didn't want to leave you hanging there on the.
No, you good.
He said sucked.
He said 3 out of 10.
I give this shit a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
So I like the story. The designs were amazing.
The Navi nipples.
That was the design.
I'm about to punch both of you. Y'all about to lose your nuts.
Yeah, next here.
That's one thing we didn't see. Navi nuts. I'll say that.
Next movie. James can't. James got a fucking theatrical plan, so
there's gonna be a whole.
And why'd you have to continue?
I'm sorry, it's just the truth. It's the truth.
Y'all about to make me dumb.
The next movie, Korik just punches Sully like, oh my Navi nuts! Oh, look at them! It's just like in 3D. It shows the arms like whoa!
Oh, he really pushed him in the nuts.
That is.
My dad hasn't been the same since he's punched him in the nuts.
Was it losing Natalia? No, it was losing his nuts.
If you want to see a movie like that, you have to watch the Epics movie.
I thought you were gonna say. That.
Watch Avatar 3.
No. Hey, remember everyone, family is fortress. All right, close this one out.